ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to our morning glorification of Srimad Bhagavatam. Today we are reading from Canto 2, Chapter 5, The Cause of All Causes, and we will study verse 38. So, SP 2.5.38. Bhurloka kalpita padabhyam Bhuvarlokosya nabhitaha Hridalokaurasa Urlokakalpita padabhya Bhuvarlokosya nabhitaha Urlokakalpita padabhya Rida Svaraloka Maharloka. Synonyms for translation and work by his divine grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Synonyms: Bhuha, the lower planetary systems up to the stratum of the earth. Lokaha, the planets. Kalpitaha, it is so imagined or said. Padabhyam, out of legs. Bhuvaha, the upper. Lokaha, the planetary system. Asya, of him, the Lord. Nabhitaha, from the navel abdomen. Rida, by the heart. Swaraloka, the planetary system occupied by the demigods, its sages and saints. Mahatmana, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Translation: the lower planetary systems up to the limit of earthly stratum are said to be situated in his legs. The middle planetary systems, beginning from Bhuvarloka, are situated in his navel, and the still higher planetary system, occupied by the demigods and highly cultured sages and saints, are situated in the chest of the Supreme Lord. Part. There are 14 spheres of the planetary system within this universe. The lower systems are called Bhurloka. The middle systems are called Bhuvarloka, and the higher planetary systems up to Brahmaloka, the highest planetary system of the universe, are called Svaraloka, and all of them are situated on the body of the Lord. In other words, no one within this universe is without relationship with the Lord. I repeat the last sentence. In other words, no one within the universe is without relationship with the Lord. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirayet nashtaprayeshu bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiti. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya, om namo bhagavate vasudevaya, om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Okay, so this verse describes the cosmic form of Lord in terms of planetary system. But before we start discussing on the cosmic form, just a small recap to understand where everything, how everything falls in place. So from verse 21 to 35 of this chapter, we studied the creation of the universe. Karanadakshay Vishnu glances material nature or pradhan and impregnates it with time. So that agitated state of pradhan or material nature becomes Mahatattva. Now Mahatattva consists three modes of material nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance. And also includes which consists basically mode of goodness and passion, and also includes ahankar, which is basically mode of ignorance predominantly. And now all these modes manifest three energies: Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti, and Dravya Shakti. And each of them further in the combination with these modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance, they produce the Adideva, Adhyatma, and Adibhuta aspects of creation. So what is Adideva? Adideva is basically a mind and 10 demigods that we discussed in earlier words that are connected with senses. Then what are the Adhyatma aspects? Adhyatma aspects is basically 10 senses and the intelligence. And what are the Adibhuta aspects of creation? Is 5 gross elements and 5 objects of the sensual perception, which are sound, form, touch, smell, and taste. So this is the creation that happens in Karana ocean, and the creation happens in Karana ocean, so it can be called as a Karana Shrishti. Then from verse 32 to 35, the description is given how this universe becomes active. So all these elements are there, they are created, but they remain unmixed state until the assembly happens by the Lord's Maya Shakti. And then all this universe again remain inactive for thousands of years in Karana ocean. Then Mahavishnu enters in each of these millions and billions of universe as a Garbhodakshay Vishnu, taking the Virat form. So the description of a Virat form that we studied in yesterday's verse, which is in terms of Varna, that Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and they relatively presents Lord body, Brahmana as a mouth, Kshatriya as arms, Vaishya as thighs, Shudra as legs. And from verses today onwards, verses 38 to 41, there is a description of Lord's Virat form in terms of 14 planetary system. So 14 planetary system, if we start from the bottom, then Patala, Rasatala, Mahatala, Mahatala, Talatala, Sutala, Yadvitala, Atala, then Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Svargloka, Maharloka, Janaloka, and Tapaloka. So starting from the bottom to up. And this verse now, so verse 38 onwards, these verse will describe that how each planet is actually correlate or can correlate with the limbs of a Virata. So, for example, we start from the bottom again. Patala is the soul of the feet of the Lord's body. Then Rasatala is the upper portion of the feet. Mahatala is the ankle. Talatala is the calves of the Lord's body. Sutala is knees. Vitala is thighs. Atala is waist. Purloka is the middle planetary system. That's where the earthly planets are situated, which is correlated with navel. Then Bhuvarloka is one planetary system above us or above earthly planets is related with navel to heart. Then Svargaloka is heart. Maharloka is chest. Janaloka is neck. Tapaloka is his breast and lips. And Satyaloka, where the Lord Brahma resides, is Lord's head. Prabhupada also says in the purport that that higher planetary systems up to Brahmaloka. So here the Brahma Loka, one thing that I think we should understand the distinction between, it will come in tomorrow's verse also, that here the word Brahma Loka is not the Loka where Lord Brahma resides. Here Brahma refers to the supreme aspect of the Lord himself, or Brahma, or Brahma Loka here it means is a spiritual sky, because in the verse tomorrow, verse 39, Brahma Loka is referred as eternal. Now, anything that is materially created, anything in Garbhodakai ocean, they are all subject to inhalation. So here the reference to Brahma Loka is the spiritual sky, or the space where the Brahma Jyoti is, and not the Loka where Brahma resides. Brahma resides in Satya Loka. Just I thought it's it can get confusing, so I thought it's good to discuss. And then in the Bhagavad, Prabhupada says, last line, that no one within this universe is without the relationship with the Lord. So this is very important. And before we go into the discussion of this point, as I was preparing class yesterday, I was thinking that why there are so many descriptions of Lord's form overall in Srimad Bhagavatam, and contextually, specifically Virata, because we are in Canto 2 and we have already heard, or we are hearing the second description of his Virat Roop. So first description was given in chapter 1 of this canto, where the description was like, if you remember, then the Lord's hair are like trees, and veins are rivers, eyeballs are sun, and eyelids are day and light, his waist is ocean, and breast are religion, and so on. So intent behind this description was given by His Grace Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, and also given in the purport by Srila Prabhupada, that those who cannot concentrate Paramatma form of the Lord within the heart, they meditate on Virat Roop. So this description shows that the Lord is present in Srishti, or a creation around us, so that it becomes perceivable for us. The Lord's form is described accordingly in that Virat form. And those people, and we can include ourselves also, because we are here, so we are attached to matters. So those who are attached to matter, they can perceive the Lord in things that they can see the Lord in things that they see around them. And from that point on, they can gradually rise towards the personal form. So that's one description, and the one reasoning behind of the description. The another description that what we are currently discussing, or what is being described in this chapter, is the comparison of the limbs of Virat Roop with 4 Varnas, or 14 planetary systems, or 3 upper, lower and middle planetary systems. This will come in later verses. So intent here is that Brahma shows that Lord is the cause of all causes. Lord is the cause of creation. How he enters into creation, how his limbs provide the ingredients of creation. And the third description that will also come in this chapter, in this canto of third chapter, it is about the desire, that all kind of desires that we have, they actually originally exist in Krishna. So all desires, all sense organs, they originally exist in Krishna. And because of that, they take place in living entity. So that description will come in the 10th chapter of this canto. So just to summarize that, or put it in the layman's term, we can say that he is the cake, he is the baker, and he is the bakery. Amrendra Prabhu in his class often quotes that everything comes from Krishna. And when we read these verses, we can see that this is the Praman, basically. Everything comes from Krishna, and Brahma, who we think is the great creator, who is, but he is still a secondary creator. So just in this canto, this is just only this canto. There are 3 descriptions. there are three descriptions of Lord's universal form. Then there is in next canto, Canto 3, will again talk about Lord's universal form. And in Bhagavatam, gradually there will be descriptions. This is only Bhagavatam. Then we also heard Lord describing universal form in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8, chapter 11, the universal form. That description is basically showing the creation, maintenance, and annihilation, how living entity enters into Lord's mouth, and then the dead, and then the entire maintenance takes place. So behind each description there is an intent and a context in which the explanation is being given. So what's the purpose of many Virat Rupa description? As I said, that of course it is explained or given in the context that is being discussed in the verse or in the pastime. But two things we can consider. First we already accept, but I think we have to remember, we have to accept that it is impossible for anyone to understand Lord fully. And He being the Supreme, we cannot intellectually understand His magnanimity. So hence His opulence or Aishwarya aspect is always presented to us before His sweetness or Madhurya aspect. And why is that? So that we can truly appreciate. Lord's sweetness. For example, in Vimohan Leela, when Lord Brahma kidnapped the cowherd boys, he expanded himself into exact number of missing cowherd boys and missing cows. Lord actually he expanded into into so much detail that the bodily features, that particular type of hands, legs, limbs, what they used to carry, like sticks and bugles and lunch bags, their dress code, their ornament, everything, their name, ages, forms, everything up to the exact detail of each cowherd boy and each cow. It is, as the last line of the verse 10.13.96, Sarvam Vishnu Mayam Girom Gavadajaha Sarvasva Rupo Babo. So that basically Lord Krishna replicates himself, expands himself exactly like those. And so when Lord Brahma sees the exact cowherd boys, cows in Vrindavan, he became awestruck. And it is not only them that he saw, he also saw at the same time, he saw Kal, the time factor, Svabhav, the nature, samskara, the reformation, the karma, desire, karma, fruitive activity, kam, the desire, all the gunas, which is basically modes of material nature. And not only those things, he also saw his own independence being completely subordinate to the potency of the Lord. And they all have taken a form and they are all worshipping Vishnu. So by seeing that, what happens is Brahma's consciousness come to the right level. Because he had forgotten for the temporary, Krishna had to show his opulence. That he thinks he is the creator, but he was reminded that I am the Krishna himself is the original creator. So that one can appreciate his sweetness, Aishwarya or opulence aspect is always presented before. Another thing that we can consider, and we can apply this to our level, that it is a natural human tendency to get attracted to someone who possesses any of the 6 opulences greater than our own self. If someone is wealthy, it is understood, people are attracted. If someone is famous or reputed or influential these days, people are attracted. If someone is stronger than us, we are attracted. If someone is beautiful, but the entire material creation works on that beauty principle. Men and women, they get attracted. So people get attracted. If someone is intelligent, more wise, we get attracted. If someone is more renounced, that can also be an aspect of attraction. But Krishna has got all of these in in full capacity or maximum capacity or up to the infinite level that we can't even conceive or perceive. So when Krishna's opulence is presented to us earlier, then it is natural that we develop attraction towards him. So basically, if you put it in simple language, we can say that when his opulence aspect is presented to us, that means he talks to us in our language. If we tend to get attracted to the things that is around us, then he shows the possession of these attractive attributes in fullness. Hence there are so many hence there are many descriptions of the universal creation, of a universal form of the Lord. Verse 2.7.53 states that Lord's activity in association with the different energies should be described, appreciated, heard in accordance with the teachings of the Supreme Lord. If this is done regularly with devotion and respect, one is sure to get out of the illusionary energy of the Lord. So first 9 cantos in Srīmad Bhāgavatam helps one to know the amazing omnipotence quality of the Lord before entering into sweet pastimes in the 10th canto. So this is just the discussion about why there is a need of a description of multiple universal form of the Lord. Now coming to the purport that no one within the universe is without the relationship with the Lord. Now we all have the relationship with the Lord, but how do we experience it? For example, we go to the temple, and to have the relationship with deities at the temple, His Grace Vraj Vihari Prabhu says that in order to have the relationship with the Lord outside us, first we need to have the relationship with Him within the heart. And how is the Lord within the heart? The description is given in chapter 2. Chapter 2 of this canto, we already studied those beautiful words. I'll just recite a couple of, so that we get the understanding and our memory get refreshed. Prasanna Vaktra Nalinayate Kshana. Prasanna Vaktra. Prasanna means smiling and Vaktra means face. So his mouth expresses happiness. Nalinayate Kshana. Ikshata means eyes. So his eyes are spread like Nalina, like lotus patterns. Kadamba Kinjal Kapishanga Vasasam. His garments are like yellowish saffron. I like yellowish saffron of a kadamba flower. Lasan Maharatya Hiranyamangadam. His ornaments are made of gold. And Sfuran Maharatna Kirita Kundalam. So Kundal, we understand the word Kundal is earrings. So he is wearing the glowing headdress and earrings. So basically, so this description gives how is Lord's mouth, how is his eyes, how is his ornaments. And when we hear this description beautifully given, it is naturally that we develop the inclination to have a relationship with him. Another verse which gives the further description. Vibhushitam me khalanguliyake, that his waistline is decorated, his waistbelt is decorated with jewels. Then Mahadhanirno Purakin Kanati, then his ring is studded with valuable jewels. Snigdha Malakanchitanila Kuntale, his leglets, his bangles, his oiled hair, curling with bluish tint, and his beautiful smiling face is all very pleasing. So this description, when we hear it develops an inclination or desire in our heart to have a relationship with this person, because we are naturally by our nature, it is our tendency to get attracted when we hear someone who has all these beautiful attributes. So when Krishna is in your heart like this, why is it? No, so why is he in our heart like this? Because he wants to have a relationship with us. In verse 2.12, it says this: Adina Leela Hasite Kshanollasad Rubhanga Suchitaya Bhunanugraham. Anugraha in this verse Prabhupada translates as a benediction. That means what it says, that Lord is in your heart as a Paramatma is a benediction. Lord is in your heart as a Paramatma because it is his magnanimous pastime. And if we think and pause and reflect on this line, we can really appreciate his magnanimity. That it's not only that he has created all these amazing manifestations, but he enters into each and every atom, every living entities of the universe. And it's not only, he makes it so beautiful so that we can get attracted towards him and we desire to have a relationship. So that also shows that how much he is eager to have a relationship with us. He has it, but how much he is eager for us to revive that relationship with us. So then question comes that how should we have this relationship? Therefore, the same verse says, Ikshe the Chinta Mayamayena Ishwaram, that we therefore must meditate on this transcendental form of the Lord in the heart. And for how long? As long as the mind can be fixed on this meditation. And how to meditate? That is also given in the next verse 2.2.13. That ekanga shoni dhyanu bhavayet. That meditate on the Lord on a different meditate on the different limbs of the Lord one after another. So you start from the feet, then progress to the smiling face. So the meditation should be on the feet, then calves, then thighs, and on this way go higher and higher and higher. And if we meditate this way, what happens? Chitam jitam sthanam pohaya dharayet param shuddhati dhiryatha. That means the more we meditate, the more our lower nature is formed. So he is here in the heart. He is having this beautiful form, and he is watching us like a CCTV camera. What is required? We need to turn towards him. We need to turn towards him. So interesting thing is, whenever we are in front of camera, we automatically become conscious of our appearance and our behavior, etc. So Krishna is a CCTV camera in our heart, observing all of our activities, thoughts, desires, ideas that we conceive. We just need to become conscious of that fact also. And whenever we become conscious of that fact, what can we do? We can offer prayer. It is said that whenever we offer a prayer, our thoughts of remembering or serving him becomes strengthened. Now, I was just Googling how many thoughts a human can have per day, and the research came out that it is nearly 60,000 thoughts that we humans get a day. And the thought could be as simple as what to cook, what should I have for breakfast? It is too hot, let me turn on the AC. I need to go to the bank today to, complete my certain duties. And among these so many thoughts, there could be possibly one thought that let me revive my relationship with Krishna, or how I teach my kids in kids class tomorrow. So out of so many thoughts, there is thus this one big thought. And what happens is, when we pray, that big thought gets energy. And it becomes strengthened. So when we are in the material world, everything around us should remind us of Krishna. And hence the description of Virat Rupas at different levels. At Shushti, at a creation around us, at a cosmic level, at a society level, at different levels. So one technique His Grace Vraj Bihari Prabhu shared that we can see and try to connect things with Krishna is basically, which I intend to experiment in my kids' class one day. Let's depending, but yeah, intending to experiment in my kids' classes, that whatever we think we see around. For example, we see pen. How can we connect to Krishna? Thoughts, and whatever thoughts that come in our mind, we share like that. Another technique that was shared by him was, our desire, thoughts, feelings are presented at different levels. So first level is sound level. For example, if I say that I'm going to temple now, so I express my desire in the form of a sound that made me aware, like it is more tangible form. So that made me aware, and that made people around. Okay, that Vraja Dipika is intending to go to the temple. Then subtle form of that thought, of that activity is basically, I have said that because I had a thought of going to the temple. So thought is a more subtle level, and more subtle to that is the feeling. So even before having a thought to go to the temple, or even before saying that I want to go to the temple, I had developed this feeling in my heart that I want to go to the temple. Why? Because temple brings the sense of shelter, which is even which is even more subtle because it's feeling. So then the feeling leads to the thought, and thought leads to the sound. So when we pray to Krishna, and when we try to connect Krishna on a thought level, and not a sound level, normally we connect, or we can say normally we connect to Krishna on a thought level, not at a sound level. Because imagine we all go to the temple and talking to Krishna, Krishna, I'm praying you for this and this, or Krishna, please let me help. Please help me remember you every time. Things like that. If we all talk to Krishna in a verbal form or in a sound form, it is not usual. It can be disturbing. It can probably look weird also. So the general practice is that we pray to Krishna on a thought form. So we offer mental prayers. We offer mental prayers, and that is fine. We can do that, but then for how long we can do that? Can we offer prayers for continuously 10 minutes? No, our mind will go everywhere. Or I can speak for myself. I start with the prayer, then so many other thoughts will go around in circles, and probably come back to the prayer mode again. So His Grace Vraja Bihari Prabhu was explaining. So it is okay to offer a prayer on a sound level. Now, when I say it is okay to offer a prayer on sound level, do we go and talk to the deities in the temple? Because that is more tangible activity. Yes, if we are alone, we can do that. Or another thing that he recommended is maybe we can write. Journaling is one very good way of connecting with the Lord. Or connect with the prayers in Srīmad Bhāgavatam. We recently studied beautiful prayers of Lord Brahma. So we can connect to those prayers. And of course, the prescribed method of chanting of Mahamantra, or reading Srīmad Bhāgavatam, or performing devotional service, all methods are already given to us. So these are different methods of connection. So in essence, we can see that all our endeavors are just focusing on on reviving our relationship with Krishna. That is either by us offering a prayer, or even if we look at Srila Prabhupada or our acharyas or Guru in this moment, all their activities, by writing a Srimad Bhagavatam, by going out on a Harinam, by conducting big festivals, all their activities is basically help us connect our lost relationship with Krishna. So, I realized I'm 5 minutes over the time. I would stop here. And if anyone has any questions or corrections or comments, please feel free to share. Okay. We conclude our discussion here today. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Krishna Bili. We see you again tomorrow for our study session of Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much for a wonderful class. So many practical points. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.